But why does Mephistopheles want to manipulate Terra? Let's understand. Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're all well. I'm the Monio, the interdimensional demon who talks most about Castlevania on YouTube, and you're on my channel. We finally had the second season of Castlevania Nocturne, and many questions arose about the next season, and about the new villain, since we had a final scene that indicates that Mephistopheles may be manipulating Terra, so that he can achieve his goals in the second season, and this is in line with other things we saw in this same season that indicate a possible plot involving another very powerful being. But let's take it one step at a time. The first thing we should pay attention to is the scene where Aurochs throws the book used by Emmanuel into the fire, and says that it is something that did not belong in that world, and the scene implies that Mephistopheles gave that book to Emmanuel so that he could become a Forge Master, and this becomes more evident if we observe that Emmanuel does not seem to be someone who should naturally be a Forge Master, since he does not have a tool like Hector or Isaac, but uses a kind of machine to transform corpses, and this machine was able to transform even a vampire, something that technically should not be possible since she no longer had a soul. So this book was probably the result of some pact that Mephistopheles made with Emmanuel, so that he would have the power to use the devil's tools in the name of God, and this was part of Mephistopheles' plan, who now begins to manipulate Terra, and the reason for the villain to use these two characters is clearly to influence Maria. Yes, Maria is probably Mephistopheles' main target, since the villain is attracted to negative influences and bad feelings. It is clear in the first scene that he appears that Maria's bad feelings served as fuel to attract this being, and since Mephistopheles' specialty is pacts and manipulation, it is clear that Maria is a fundamental piece in his plan, and is the villain's main target, and this becomes even clearer when we realize in the final scene that Maria has a very dark side. Even Alucard realizes this. But the Monio, why would the villain be interested in Maria? What is her role in his plan? Well, what was shown and established in this second season about Maria's powers, in my opinion, already gives a hint of how useful she can be, since we learn that depending on her emotions, Maria has the ability to use her magic and access different dimensions, and these powers can easily be used to bring beings from other planes of existence to our reality. And this fits with the fact that Mephistopheles is usually an intermediary between the human world and his master, who is probably Satan. Yes, Satan exists in the lore of Castlevania, although he is only seen as an actual enemy in the story of Lord of Shadows, where he is portrayed as the great architect of chaos and sworn enemy of Gabriel Belmont, but nothing prevents him from being introduced in the series, since in my opinion, one of the strengths of this adaptation is precisely that it does not follow 100% faithfully the events of the game, giving space for the screenwriters to be creative and introduce new elements to the mythology of vampires. So I believe that Maria will have a very important role in a possible third season of the series, probably using her abilities to bring the next big villain to the human world. And if you want to know more about Mephistopheles, who he is and his intentions, watch my video where I explain. He will be in the final screen. But what about you? Do you agree with me? Do you think that we will possibly have Satan as the main villain? Leave it in the comments, and if you liked the video, subscribe to follow the next content. Until next time my people, demonic hugs.